Welcome to part 1 of 3, AFTERBUZZ TV's Mae Young Classic After Show. We're covering the Bracketology special in episodes 1 through 4 right now.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Yes. Oh, feel it. Feel it and enjoy it. Every beat. Yes, because this was 32 women, 13 countries, single elimination, one winner to rule them all. All female, along with this all-female panel, starting with the lady to my far left. This is Anissa Barr. She is our social media for X-Pac. X-Pac 12360. I know this because I watch it. Anissa.
Yes, I'm very excited to be here. I'm glad that this women's revolution is happening and we're getting a Mae Young Classic. And you can find me at every social media site at Anissa Barr with 3 R's at the end. And I'm representing Ireland because I am Irish. May not look like it, but I'm half Irish. I got my lucky Irish tattoo and I'm representing that country.
Yes. Indeed. And then the woman bopping her head to the right of Vanessa. You know her from TMZ. You know her from just about everywhere with AFTERBUZZ TV. TK Trinidad.
What's up, y'all? My name is TK Trinidad. You can find me on everything at TK Trinidad. I am really excited to see these badass women beat each other up. It just gives me chills already just thinking about it.
Oh yeah, didn't it rock us? And next to her and also next to me, you know her from pay-per-views here. Also X-Pac 12360, Denise Salcedo.
Thank you so much for the lovely intro. I am so excited to be here. I'm feeling all the female power right now with the amazing roster of women. With all of us here, it is hyped and I am ready to get this started.
Yes. So what we're basically going to do for you is 5 hours of some pretty badassery wrestling, and we're going to crunch that down into an hour for your viewable pleasure. So we're going to just go ahead and jump into it because episode 1, this is happening at Full Sail. It's in Orlando, Florida. I have actually been there. I'm an Orlando, Florida person. Also, yes, I am representing USA. I've traveled a lot, but I was like, yeah. I don't think United States is represented enough in this competition, so I'm just going to go ahead and throw my hat in the ring with that. But we have Jim Ross and Lita, Hall of Famer Lita, as the commentators for our entire special. So, ladies, episode 1, what a way to start. Can you give me some favorite moments? What's a wrestler that stood out for you? Who did you need to see more of and they got eliminated?
Well, Kayleigh Ray, I loved her face expressions when
Yeah.
she got kicked like twice. And that's something that I look into when it comes to wrestling, especially women wrestling, because they are tough, but the face expressions, I feel, give it all within the match.
Yeah, Kayleigh Ray.
My gosh, she did, I think them two had a good connection.
Yeah, she's kind of epic. I mean, she's a 8-year vet. You know, she's from Glasgow, Scotland, and you can see her on Shimmer. There's an episode on Shimmer, I believe it said 79. It's her versus Liberty, and I recommend watching it.
Ooh.
You know what, for me, I thought this episode was great. It was kind of that introductory where I'm like, okay, now it's clicking. We're going to be seeing all these different women, all these different places that they're representing, all these different characters, different styles, and seeing them put together at once was really cool because I was like, okay, this is really happening now. For me, I got to say, Princessa Suhei was the one that stood out because I was like, yes, a female luchadora that we have not seen here in the WWE. So I was like, this is so exciting. And for me, that was one of the people that stood out in this first episode.
She did an amazing job. Shayna, I saw her in, I think, Ultimate Fighter, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. Then she actually popped up for like a millisecond on Total Divas last season.
Okay.
And I was like, wait a minute, what's going on here? So definitely like a badass fighter has been in the game for about 10 years, if not more.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of excited at the transition. And then also Ronda Rousey was in the audience for the 4 Horsemen. So one of the 4 Horsemen. So definitely excited. I love that. You know, you can't necessarily combine all like fighting styles, but I love when you kind of do that little transition, and hopefully, you know, she'll be able to kind of transition it on the mic as well. So we'll see how it goes for her.
Yeah, I hope to see some mic work for her. Yeah, it's great to see the 4 horsewomen like come out and support. I mean, there were a lot of celebrities that were coming out to support in the audience, and
men and women.
Men and women. Got to see some Nakamura in episode 4, and I was very much all about that. For me, and yes. Spoiler, she was eliminated. I loved me some Jessie J Bert. I was all about her. This beautiful, big German wrestler, and she kind of looked like a mix between like the Street Fighter Guile with the bad guy from Kick-Ass 2.
Yeah. I was also thinking like
exactly what I was
Rocky too.
Gorgeous.
From Rocky 4?
Yes.
Yeah.
No. Wait. The German wrestler, I don't know if he was German, but the big, tall, blonde guy from Rocky.
Oh, they're all big and tall and blonde.
No,
to me they are.
He was Russian, I believe.
Yeah. Like that's kind of what I don't know.
Like a big, strong, scary, and buff overall.
She reminded me of Nicole Bass when she first came into the WWE. Very strong, very powerful, and we don't get to see that more often in the company. The last person I believe that we seen that was big and strong was Beth Phoenix.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh my God. The Glamazon.
What I did love about this, as far as the women are concerned, is that you had women from all different shapes and sizes. Like when somebody thinks of wrestler or female athlete or something like that, you think of one particular shape. And it's just like you saw women who were 6 feet. You saw women who were a little bit heavier. You saw
women who were 5 feet.
Exactly.
Like
so
Miranda Salinas.
Yeah,
oh
it
my
was just
goodness.
amazing seeing that. Like, and they're all athletic.
Yeah.
It's not like, okay, girl, you need to do this in order to get here. Like, they're all very athletic women.
All right, so our first match is actually with Anissa's fave, Kayleigh Ray versus Denise's fave, Princess Suhei, our lucha-style queen of the stars, who's a 20-year vet. Oh, my God. Wife of Kalisto. Like, didn't even know. Yeah, and our only competitor from Mexico. Nice. So with this match, I mean, there were a lot of moments in here that kind of stood out for me. I loved Kayleigh Ray's reverse DDT submission. I mean, I thought that was very nicely executed. I liked the energy that she brought to the ring. I mean, she took a really big risk diving from that top rope, and it didn't pay off. Nobody was home, and Princess Suhei got the win.
I liked how Kayleigh Ray did the butterfly, how she was just like mocking her in a way. Oh my gosh, I thought that was a little original too, because I've never seen that before.
Yeah, she was showing some personality in the ring, and you definitely see that from her in Shimmer too.
You know, for me, she reminded me a lot of Lita, Kayleigh Ray. It might have just been the look and the hair, but honestly, she's one of the competitors that I'm shocked was eliminated, because I was actually thinking, we saw her in the bracketology, I was actually thinking, okay, she's gonna go far. I think even Lita said, like, oh, this is one of my picks. I was like, oh, she's telling us she's gonna go far in here, So that one was actually very surprising, and like I said earlier, seeing Princess Suhei and her bringing that luchador style into the ring was very exciting to see, and I can't wait to see how that translates and mixes with the other women.
Yeah, there was just some certain, well, I guess we'll wait till all that, but it's just certain people, I feel this was definitely a tough one, and I feel like if they could have separated them and put them with other people who weren't quite there yet.
Yeah.
Because there are some matches where it's just like, oh, wait a minute, are we jumping off couches right now? So yeah, this one was kind of tough.
Backyard.
Yeah, this one was really kind of tough, and I was, they're both very skilled people, but there's some matches I kind of felt like I wanted to see both those individuals in the next round, but unfortunately, that did not happen.
Unfortunately, it just couldn't happen. Sudden death for a reason. Just like in, Super Smash Brothers. There can only be one.
Did you really say that?
Yes, I'm going to make a lot of video game references. Right. That's just where I live.
I understand that.
It's just going to go over my head. How's that?
And then also, fun fact, for episode 1, we also had a female referee. It was Jessica Carr. Jim Ross said that she was the first full-time female referee.
Yep.
And then Lita said since the 1980s, and I was like, "What?" Okay, fun fact. I'm glad to have her now.
Yeah,
absolutely.
She did a great job.
She did. She did. I didn't have any problems with any of her calls, so therefore she did a good job.
Yeah.
So in our next match is Vanessa Bourne. She's representing USA, of course. She's rookie, and she's going up against Serena Deeb, also USA. So we had Naomi in the audience for this particular one. Loved seeing her. So Vanessa Bourne, she's been trained by a variety of people, including Rikishi. And with this match, it was For me, it felt a little bit basic for me for this match. It was kind of like fundamentals of wrestling. Not saying it wasn't done in a good way, but there wasn't a lot of standout for me. It was rookie versus veteran, which the rookie's kind of at an advantage then because there isn't really any tape that you could really view on them. While with the veteran, who in this case was Serena Deeb, and we know her from was it WrestleMania 26, right? Straight Edge Society. Got that head shaved. Yeah. So for me, I mean, the biggest thing for me was when Vanessa Bourne kind of fed Serena some turnbuckle. And then did a swinging neck breaker for a near fall, and that was pretty close to the end. But of course, we actually got, our veteran won. So I like this because I like her redemption arc that they're telling us about that we covered in the special. So what do y'all think about this?
Vanessa Bourne, definitely athletic background, former Phoenix Sun dancer, and I love how, I don't know if they did this on purpose, but how they brought the veterans in certain things that tie in. So obviously Naomi's a dancer, a former dancer as well.
For Orlando Magic, what? Orlando, Florida.
So I don't know if they timed it that way, but definitely you could see Vanessa was not up to par just yet. I agree with you there. I've been looking for articles. I don't know if you guys seen any as how they picked where they got the 32 from, because I know there's plenty of other women out there, and I was reading some articles on some women who might not have been able to make the cut because they had other contracts. Right. So I'm wondering how they picked and choose, because it feels like Vanessa needed just
a little bit more time.
Yeah, this was not the.
Yeah, I mean, one thing to keep in mind is that, for anybody watching, is that, yes, there's a lot of people that were eliminated for this, in just these first episodes, but they had to take down people to even get here. So everybody, for me, that walked into the doors of Full Sail University was a winner. Just, maybe they were a body falling for somebody else to step over.
Right. I actually enjoyed the match. I liked how there was a hard headbutt. You can hear that impact. I was like, oh my God, my head hurts. That packed. I love the little boxing punches that Serena did with her. And I also liked how Jim Ross mentioned, oh, is she going to give her a little GTS? A little tribute to Mr. CM Punk right there. But that's something that I really liked with Serena, and I love that spear at the end.
Oh, yes.
My goodness gracious. Nice. I've never seen a woman spear someone like that.
Yeah,
in a long time.
Serena Deeb nailed that.
That spear.
That was veteran experience.
Yeah. Marie Antoinette says that she hopes that she gets signed, or she sees that Serena's going to get signed by the WWE for sure after this is all done. So
I feel like for me, this match, I was like, okay, it's predictable. They're going to have Serena win. Why? Because, she's coming back with this amazing story. She's trying to get a redemption of her life, and that's where I saw that going. So this one was really good. But also, like you said, this match was very basic. They even said that in the commentary, which I kind of felt like, oh, maybe they shouldn't have probably said that because it kind of sounded a little bad the way they said it. That was just me, though. But I did think Vanessa did a really good sliding headbutt, which was really awesome, and I thought that was my most favorite moment during this match, actually. But, yeah, I had to see Serena Deeb winning. I don't think she's one of my picks to go all the way in this competition, but I do see her coming back around here in the WWE.
Yeah, do you see her winning in round 2 or eating it in round 2?
You know what? I don't think they're going to get rid of her so early. But honestly, I was a little shocked by some of the calls that were made throughout the show, so I may be wrong.
Ooh, I don't see her. She's going to be going up against Piper.
I think Piper's just going to, just kind of dominate her. I mean, she's a very quick powerhouse. And that was a pretty decent match that, she already had with, who did she go up against? Santana Garrett. So, I don't know. I don't see Serena Deeb surviving that. But the next match, we have Shayna Baszler representing USA versus Zeta representing China. Our own, is she the only representative from China? No. We have one more. Yeah, we do. But yeah, originally from Virginia, but representing China. And this was physically intriguing to me, this matchup, because I know that they just kind of, drew this and whatever, but I thought that Zeta was basically fed to Baszler, to me, and Shayna was a bully basically the entire time, and I got off on that. I loved it. It was exactly how I want her to be. I want her to be one of the final 2. Yeah. I mean, that's just where I live. And when Shayna whipped Zeta up and then did a backbreaker and then the sleeper hold submission. I was just like, can I put that as a GIF on my phone? Is that a possibility?
I'm sure
That looks painful. Though.
It was, wow.
I felt like, in a way, I was watching a UFC match, which was kind of something that we don't get to see. And I like that they're bringing that type of style into the wrestling ring because we see the basic wrestling skills, which is totally fine, but also adding a different mixture from a different art when it comes to athletics.
And also, fun fact, so Shayna's father was a wrestling coach, so she does have a wrestling background. So she was she was fighting for about 16 years. So she's had a lot of experience. I don't see her definitely like going all the way. I think. Who's she competing against next?
Next, Shayna is going to be up against Mia Yim. Remember, she went against Kentucky Strong Sarah Logan. I think Baszler's gonna win over that one. I mean, we can do predictions at the end, but let's be honest. Let's be honest here.
Honestly, for me, I'm probably like the only person who's not completely sold on Shayna. I'm just not crazy about her. The match was quick. It was obviously a quick submission match, but for me, I feel like she still has to prove a lot more than just being one of Ronda's besties. She still has to prove it a little bit more to me.
This is a
and I know she's gonna go far in the competition. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
I'm letting her though. She could prove me wrong though.
I mean, besties. Damn,
wow.
son.
It's
like not giving her due as being one of the four horsewomen.
Well, actually, first off, congratulations to Ronda Rousey. She just got married over the weekend. So congrats to her. But damn.
Yeah, she's and Baszler's like trained by like Josh Barnett.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just like
just for what I saw in round 1.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I see if she actually gets to that point, like an NXT point and all this other stuff and beyond. I just don't know. She has to definitely work on like the promos. Like I don't know if she's even. That's gonna be
I'm not sure about her mic work.
Yeah, that's gonna be the only thing with her. And then kind of she definitely plays that bad girl role all the time. So I don't know, just not necessarily switch it up, but
like give us another dimension to it.
Make us believe beyond the fact that you can beat the shit out of people.
Let's see some vulnerability or see some camaraderie with some other wrestlers so we can see another side. I like that. Yeah, and then the next match is my favorite, by Jessie J Bert. She's wonderful. She went up against Abby Lathe, representing the USA. So I liked Jassie's promo where she's like, "I'm here for total devastation. I eat little girls. I destroy little girls." I don't know. I love Saget, and I also got some Saget vibes from her. So yeah, but
Jessie is not one to mess with. I would not get in the ring with her.
Yeah, love it. All right, and then Abby, she went from ballerina to Chikara's grand champion. Oh my gosh! But with this, I didn't expect Abby to win. I will be honest, I didn't. But it really did strike a chord with me. Underdog. And I even liked the beginning with the handshake pull in, stare down by Jazzy.
That
set a nice tone with me. And it even ended with a handshake pull in hug. Yeah, I liked that. But yeah, Abby, she locked in her alligator clutch and she won that.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't expect that to happen. However, I really like the fact that it did happen because then it made me excited about the rest of them. Because if you could predict, obviously, you don't want to be able to predict everything. It's, sad story, redemption story. Okay, we know this is a good one. Oh, that person won. No surprise. Like, I love the surprises in it because then it makes you excited for the other matches. So definitely a great surprise. But we need, like, a Jazzy in the Divas for sure.
Need a Jazzy.
Or the women's division.
I like the strikes that Abby gave. Ooh. The heart, like she was like in it, and then she was like, "I'm not giving up," and then she grabbed her by the leg, did the split, and she's like, "No," and then that quick duck. That oh my gosh! After that split, that was so quick. I enjoyed that, but I thought that this was a good match for both of them because it showed like. I mean, David and Goliath type of thing.
Right.
She's huge, tiny, and she overcame it.
Yeah.
And the respect at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, there was all the respect. I love that.
And the crowd was into it.
Yeah, I think I like that too because it just shows the level of competition and respect between the women. Overall, for me, for this match, it was a little slower pace. I think that, you know, Abby had to wrestle Jazzy style more. I think had she been obviously wrestling somebody else, we would have seen a little bit more of Abby, which I think she was a lot more impressive than I had previously speculated her to be. And I'm actually looking forward to her in this competition.
Nice. Emma Rosenstein in the chat goes, they need more powerhouse. And yes, yes, I do agree because I have this innate love of powerhouses and then like tiny women that can kick powerhouses butt. So it's like you give me those two and I'm all the way happy. Like
because right now we only have Nia Jax.
Yeah, and that would be an epic battle between Nia and Jazzy.
Ooh, I would love to see that.
And
Like
that's
Nia
episode one
one
done.
Yeah.
Episode 1 down. Episode 2 because 4 were sent home, 4 advanced, and moving forward with our next match. And so this is one of my favorites. I like me some Mercedes Martinez. And the reason why I do is because I feel, you know, like the whole earning your dues thing. She's basically held a title like just about everywhere else. And she's been like chomping at the bit for WWE. She's a fantastic powerhouse. I like her finisher, you know, Fisherman Buster. And yeah, I think that, you know, her gumph is going to get her through to the very end. But that's me. But yeah, Mercedes Martinez is going up against Ziya Lee. Ziya Lee. She's our other representative from China. So this was actually Ziya Lee's first match, first wrestling match.
Total opposite between the two.
16-year vet against a first-timer, and it was televised. I loved her flair when she walked in. I mean, she showed us part of Chinese culture. I absolutely adored that. I felt like, well, they fed her to Mercedes, basically, is what happened with this. But I thought that there were some super solid, powerful kicks, you know, from Ziya. And, well, God, the Dragon Sleeper submission hold. I mean, it was locked in perfectly. It was slow enough to be careful, but fast enough to be real.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, this is her first match, and I give her so much props for doing this.
God.
I mean, to be able to go in against a veteran, it's like this is either you're gonna accomplish the match really well, or you're just gonna screw it all up. And I think she did amazing by selling it as well as giving her all to it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, first timer.
Yeah.
Just imagine you do all of this training and then that's your first time.
Well, Joseph says that a lot of the women, this is their first time on TV. So I don't know how that
plays off.
Yeah. I don't know. I enjoyed the match, but I almost wish that they wouldn't have said that because I think I would have enjoyed it even more because she did a really amazing job. So it was just, you know, again, that it might have been everybody or some of those individuals' first time in front of television in America, but they could have been in front of television somewhere else. So I kind of wish they would have left that off because then I would have been able to enjoy the match. She did a really great job, but even from the get-go, the music, the vibe, kind of already knew who was going to win.
Yeah, I think obviously they couldn't let like a rookie win this match here, and like Mercedes has been killing it on the promos. We saw that a lot in the bracketology where she's like this badass girl. Like I'm scared of her. She's like, I've been doing this for 16 years. I've been in the ring with all types of women, you know, blah blah blah. But Ziya, her spinning kicks were amazing. Obviously she's a martial artist, so she definitely showed that that's her playhouse. The ring, not yet.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just one of those things. So moving on to the next one, we have Marty Bell, and she's representing the Dominican Republic, and she's going up against Rachel Evers, representing the USA, because there's a lot of USA in this.
Like, where are the Canadians at, though? I was kind of very disappointed in that, given the fact we have so many Canadian wrestling gyms all over the place, and people are from Canada who are wrestling in WWE. So
yeah, like Kevin Owens, Zayn,
Jinder.
We've got our.
Where are the Canadians at?
Like, where are Canadians?
Just saying.
Yeah, but speaking of gens, Rachel Evers is a second generation wrestler, and father was Precious Paul Ellering, so you know him, and it's okay. So Rachel Evers is this like powerhouse power lifter, can deadlift 375 pounds. And then they didn't really talk about Marty Bell that much, except for, you know, she definitely had a confidence that she like brought to that ring. And, you know, I did like that she was able to do, like, she was very great with her strikes, like a reverse elbow, really enjoyed that, or lariat takedown. You know, it was all solid work, but I never once doubted that Rachel Evers was going to win this. I didn't. And the fact that she won with like an inside cradle out of nowhere, I thought was kind of unnecessary, but I never doubted that she would win it.
I think that Rachel has this incredible energy, and you can see that the second she steps into the ring, where you're like, okay, this, even if you didn't know any of her background, you'd say, okay, she knows a little something about wrestling, because she came in with this crazy energy. And I felt like Marty Bell completely missed the bout in terms of, I feel like if you're going to make it in this competition, not only do you have to be a great wrestler, you also have to have charisma. You have to be able to work the camera. You have to be able to speak. And I thought that that's one of the things that Marty Bell lacked. And we just saw Rachel shine when it came to those two different perspectives. I feel that Rachel, I think she's facing Abby Lathe, if I'm right. So I'm actually really excited to see them together, because I think they're both similar in a certain way.
According to Joseph, he said Marty has had a TNA run. And also Shimmer. I felt like her, so she's Puerto Rico well, she actually ended up in New York, so very like a New York style swagger, but I felt like she was trying too much as far as the attitude, like she needs to kind of, trying too hard, like, you know, I'm going to do all this, and it's like she's not there yet.
It might have distracted her from what was really important in the match. You know, I kind of got that feeling.
I did too, especially when she came in and she's like in the corner, you know, being a heel, I guess that's her persona, saying, no, I'm not ready. Oh, I'm not ready. But it bothered me a little bit, because bring that in, but also don't take your sweet time. And I felt like she did took her sweet time, and I think that made her kind of like a little not okay in the ring.
It's like you're running before you can walk.
Too much up here, and not enough like in the body, showing us what you can do.
It didn't translate what she was trying to do, essentially. You know.
All right, so our next match in episode 2, it's Rhea Ripley from Australia, and she's versus Miranda Salinas, USA, Texas. So Rhea's 20 years old, played soccer for 9 years, mosh pit kid. She's got swagger. No, she was just wow. And Miranda's she's 5 feet tall, and Rhea's close to 6 feet. But Miranda's from Reality of Wrestling and is trained by Booker T. So I mean, with this match, I was kind of rooting for Miranda.
Me too.
I was, because she was like so tiny, but she was really getting some hits in, and she was taking some hits. In fact, I think she was, you know, doing all right until Rhea did that like running drop kick in the corner, and I think that just kind of crushed her chest in, and she was done. I mean, that wasn't the thing that ended it, a full Nelson slam, and she, you know, Rhea won by pinfall. But that running drop kick, I was like, what? Did the feet come out the other side?
With Rhea, it just felt, even if Rhea was 5'2" or whatever, like it felt like her personality even made her bigger than what she is now. Like just an amazing character, I could say. But yeah, this match in particular, I felt like I was rooting for both sides. Like I didn't know who was gonna win. Like they played it perfectly, where it's like, okay, like I'm invested in this. This was a really, really great match.
I'm team Rhea, the Aussie, and I love the fans that were into the chants.
Yeah, a lot of Aussies in the
audience. We finally get an Aussie chance, chant. But she does give me a resemblance of Charlotte.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
very
absolutely.
Tall, very tall, very athletic.
You see a young Charlotte there.
You know, she's only 20. She does not look 20 years old, but I think it's just because she's tall. But just those long legs can do something. And the second rope, she's on the second rope and, you know, doing all these amazing moves. I love the drop kick. I think this was another episode of you knew who was going to win. Because, you know.
I know. When I threw in that Booker T, I was like, oh, wait.
Like, oh, okay.
So, yeah, exactly. So you expect you expect a little more.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I feel like I was expecting more from Miranda. And honestly, I knew they were going to go with Rhea. But to tell you the truth, I was rooting for Miranda too. Not only probably because I'm going to be super biased, but I live for short little girls because I'm short as heck too, 5 feet tall. So I was rooting for Miranda, especially because she was so sassy. And I love that. I was like, yeah, like I love sassy girls, you know, like Alexa Bliss and stuff like that. So, but I knew they were going to go for Rhea. But it was fun to see the size different. But I did expect more from Miranda.
Yeah, and the slaps in the corner, just
Yeah.
just great.
Yeah, they were wailing. So, and this I think brings us to our last match in episode 2. Oh, I was there. So this is Sarah Logan representing Kentucky, USA, versus Mia Yim, South Korea, our only representative from South Korea. And we actually had the Glamazon and Natalia in the audience for this one. Awesome. And Jim Ross even said if Davy Crockett had a daughter, that would be Sarah Logan.
Oh my gosh,
she's a personality.
So amazing. Saw her at NXT in LA, and then I saw her at SummerSlam in New York.
Nice.
Like, just man, how she just her walkout, like the fact that you're in front of so many people, so confident, and it's believable. Like, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of elements of her personality because she was telling her story, so it made sense. But it was just so believable, and she was just in her own skin, like just. Definitely.
Yeah, she like owned the thing that makes her her,
right?
And she like turned that volume up to 11 and then gave that to us.
Honestly, for this one, you can tell that both girls really wanted it. And to tell you the truth, for a second, I thought Sarah was going to take it. I thought she was way more impressive than I'd seen her in the past on here on the show. And but you know what? I was a little bit shocked when Mia won. But truthfully, and I got to give credit to Mia because she did the tarantula. That was really cool to see. I was like,
the scorpion move.
She was great. But I was a little shocked by this one. I did think Sarah was going to take it, especially because she had a lot of the hype during towards the end of this match. So I was like, okay, we're getting ready to see a victory here by Sarah, but no, it didn't happen that way.
Yeah, and I like the headbutts to the chest. I was like, ow. But also I like the back suplex, the second rope to the suplex. Just, it felt like it was a good match, but also I liked how they did a backstory on Mia about the domestic violence.
Yes, where she has the purple nail, and the organization has put a nail in it.
Exactly, and that's something that we don't see in WWE, how they talk about stuff like that. And
that they have these powerful women, but it isn't just about muscles.
Exactly.
It isn't just about that. It can happen to anybody.
Exactly. And you would think a women's wrestler can beat up a man, but hey.
I think it's not whether they can or they can. It's more of the mental stuff.
Exactly.
And I loved her message, man. Yeah. I was just like, oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. And hey, I'm glad that she actually ended up moving on, Mia Yim. And Lita even told us that this was not the first time that Mia Yim and Sarah Logan had fought, that actually the first match that Sarah Logan, one of the first matches that she had when she paid for her own ticket and went to Japan to learn how to wrestle, and it was against Mia Yim. So, and you felt that good sport, that team effort, like right at the beginning, like with the handshake and everything. But yes, I thought that this was a great match to end episode 3 with. And it was just, episode 2 with. And I liked even the back and forth when at the end and Sarah's like, off with your head. And then Mia's like, off with your head. It was great. It was excellent. I think this, besides Jessie J Bert, I'm never going to let that go, by the way. That's going to be the next 2 episodes, just so you know now. I thought that this one was one of my favorites out of everything. So yeah, and that's episode 2 down. Oh, power through.
So many awesome matches, man.
So many. So bring us to episode 3. And the first round was Aisha Raymond, UK, I believe our only representative from the UK, versus Toni Storm from Australia. So Aisha Raymond calls herself the deadlift diva and can
463 pounds. That is backbreaking.
That's all the furniture I own, plus me and like 20 people I know.
Yeah. Dang, I don't even know if they could put all that weight on each side.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, somehow she did it. And not only that, but she's very into the feline world. I like that she found her niche of what she wanted her gear to look like, and she never looked back. She was kind of like a warrior princess mixed with the panther. Like, all right, It's like I feel you. You looked in that mirror and you're like,
Yeah.
you're like how Goldust feels.
She reminds me of one of the characters from League of Legends.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot, actually. So yeah, with this, I guess my favorite move was the modified backstabber that Toni Storm did on Aisha in the corner post.
You like the booty
middle
pop,
ropes.
though?
Oh, okay. Well, Toni. Okay, so I like that for the flair, where she was like. To get the audience clapping, she would start slapping her butt, or when she was doing like the butt checks.
Yeah. Into it, man. They were really into this match.
Yeah, they weren't holding back. They knew what this represented, and I liked that.
For me, I gotta say this: Toni Storm. She is my woman crush so far of this entire competition. I was like, yes, I want more Toni. And she was doing the hip attacks, and the crowd was into her. I was like, yeah. I was like, I like that she knows how to work a crowd.
She sold it.
And she can do it. Like,
she did.
She can, like, she's a great wrestler too. But, she doesn't even have to be like that next level. Just the fact that she was able to sell, I was sold by her. I like Toni Storm. I was excited. Aisha, I was 6 feet tall. I was like, wow, girl.
Yeah.
I was confused on her like feline things. To me, I thought she was a cat knight because of her clothes. So I was like, what is happening here? What am I seeing with Aisha? Yeah. But overall, nice things to see. I'm glad to see Toni Storm is moving on.
Yeah, that was a clear. You kind of already knew.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, with Aisha, same thing. I was kind of confused. I feel like I don't know if they pulled them aside and kind of gave them like the speeches on what they think you should do as far as characters, but she probably needs that.
Yeah, and maybe if the whole grabbing hold of felineness, maybe not pink, like maybe a kind of a fiercer cat, less tabby.
Like a cat.
There's so many intimidating women. She needs to bring the intimidation here for sure.
And so, but yeah, I mean, when you look at the banner where they have them like in the V, the Mighty Ducks V, they have Toni Storm in the middle. So come on, I'm sorry, that was we knew what was happening there. Yeah. So our next match is Kavita Devi, our only representative from India, and also the first Indian woman to ever be in the WWE ring in competition. And it's like 2017. I'm happy to have her now. Yeah. So she was versus Dakota Kai from New Zealand, I believe our only New Zealand person also. So I'm glad to have her. So with Dakota, to me, she was such a Bailey type. Like I just wanted the Bailey buddies to show up. We're like, it's the Dakota buddies. So and then Kavita, when she came out, when you say the word presence, it might as well have Kavita like right next to it. As soon as she came out, I was like, whoa, I want to see like her and Lana start a cabal.
Yeah.
So
very tall. She looked very tall.
Yes, and she was just physically dominating. I guess with this, my favorite was when she actually military pressed Dakota and then just plopped her right in the
Beth
ring.
Phoenix move.
It was, I was just like, yes, because you have that power and that presence.
Yeah, well, 405 deadlift and 320 squat.
Yikes. Yeah, well, Dakota Kai actually, ended up winning, and she actually deserved the win because even though Kavita was doing all the power moves, she wasn't following up with the pin. It was like I think it had to do with that experience.
Need some more work, definitely for sure.
Yeah. I agree with you. I thought that Kavita just lacked experience. Dakota's so much fun. I can't help it. I'm going to be cheering for her throughout this entire time. Her look, her personality, how she is in the ring, and I like how she even said that she's the girl next door, but don't underestimate it because she'll kick your butt. I really liked her vibe, and I just their styles didn't mesh in the ring, and to me this was just like, okay, we have Kavita just to show represent India, but the truth is that Dakota here is the clear winner, and I'm glad that she's the one that moved on.
No surprise there.
No.
Well, I really like Denise said, I like Dakota. Team kick. Because
team kick.
That's pretty much someone that I'm gonna be rooting for pretty much the whole time. I just want to be her friend. And that's something that you don't see much. Like that kick going around the ring and just like, boom, out of nowhere. It's beautiful. It's cool. I like her style. She reminds me of a little anime person with her hair.
Fun.
Oh my gosh.
She's relatable.
She is relatable. And I think that she's going to be one of the next women wrestlers in the WWE that the kids are going to be able to relate.
Yeah, you could see her there. Yeah. You definitely could.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of people in the competition where you can see they can definitely just make that transition over, and then some people it's like, no, not.
It's like not just yet.
Not yet.
Especially since she's from New Zealand. Too.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, Dakota Kai ends up winning from the top rope. She does the coup de grace. She's inspired by Finn Balor. So double stomp. Another wrestler. We're all inspired by him. So our next match is Bianca Belair, USA, versus Sage Beckett, also USA. I really enjoyed this match because once again, someone that has presence walking out, Sage Beckett. She's a self-proclaimed shaman, an energy channeler, and when she walked out, I was like, it was a mixture of Bray Wyatt and Ursula to me, and I was like, I want to put you in Raw now, and you just talk like the Drifter's there, and well, he's wrestling now, Elias, but it's like you just channel energy somewhere in the back, and I just want to see you.
Oh yeah.
I thought Sage reminded me of Nia Jax a lot. So I was like, okay, I know, it's like, we can't use another Nia Jax. We already have a Nia Jax. And I thought that we could do, well, they could do a lot more with Bianca on this one here.
Yeah, I in body type, Sage definitely reminds me of a Nia Jax, but her skill wasn't there. And I love Bianca, so I've known her for years, former track athlete, CrossFit girl. So when she made that transition with NXT, definitely proud of her. Definitely needs a lot more work. So she has the athletic skill. I believe last couple months ago when she did the combine with NXT, she was outlifting a lot of the girls there. So and that hair whip, I mean, that's. Again, I'm biased.
It kind of reminded me of that scene from Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion. It's like
her hair flip reminds me of like this old school arcade game of X-Men where Storm would just flip her hair.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, but Bianca Belair, we know who she is. She's done NXT events. I didn't like some of the styles that they were doing. I did like the moment where she did the toe touch splash. That was like. Gave me a little Randy Orton type of toe touch right there. Okay. But overall, I'm glad that Bianca, I feel like it was expected that Bianca was going to go. And hey, I'm glad she did.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't seem like we're really, not a lot of our powerhouses are winning. I mean, we have a couple that did, but it seems like it leans towards that other way where it just doesn't really.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy the finish where Bianca hair whipped Sage and then exploded like a, the
spear
carnival. Yeah, no. But like in a carnival, like a human cannonball. She exploded like a human cannonball into a spear onto Sage, and that's how she won. And I thoroughly recommended that.
Weapon, man. It's like
like I wonder how that came about because I know she did a couple of hairstyles and then eventually she came out with this one and then there was like a video that surfaced on Twitter. People were passing it all around. Like how it came up that way. And actually her story is really interesting because after she graduated from university, she finished running track. She was a sales rep at like a fragrance shop or something like that, and she's like, this is not what's
like, can't do it. Nope.
So definitely, but yes, still needs a lot more. Definitely needs a lot more work. Don't see her in the final two, but definitely rooting for her.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see her going past round 2, but I'm glad that she definitely got past round 1. So that brings us to the final match in episode 3, where it's Piper Niven, Scotland, versus Santana Garrett, USA, specifically Ocala, Florida. I just found it interesting that she's like claiming Ocala. It's I guess it would be like someone claiming West Hollywood for be like, I'm from West Hollywood, California. So it's kind of.
One of the girls was represented to Riverside, California. Yeah, so that's where TJ Perkins is.
I don't know, just Florida's kind of different.
Yeah,
but so Santana's likened to Wonder Woman, and Piper. I was rooting for Piper the entire time. Like I was like at my screen, like yes, beat that butt, do it, girl. I enjoyed how much of a quick powerhouse that she is, and that just big time crossbody where she knocked the stuffing out of Santana. Okay, I rewinded that a couple of times. So, I mean, and then of course we have the, and I'm gonna mispronounce this. I saw it a lot in Japanese wrestling, so it was great to see it again. But it's the Michinoku driver, and that Piper did for the win. Basically like a scoop lift slam, and
that was
it's
beautiful.
Gorgeous.
This one for me was probably the most exciting match of all 4 episodes. This one was the best one, and it was also my most upsetting one. Markeia, I was definitely going, I know you were going for Piper, but I was
going for Piper.
For Santana. I was so mad when she lost. Like, I was like, I was sitting in my desk, and I was like, I lost it. I was so mad. I never felt more passionate in this moment. I was so pissed. I tweeted about it. I was like, I wanted Santana. I thought she had like a great look. She was so athletic. I was like, I want to see more of her. Like, she's Wonder Woman. Let's keep bringing her on.
She had a cape.
But and her cape was, I love the personalization that she did on the cape too. That completely sold me on there. But Piper's big splashes, every time she did, I think she did like 2 or 3, I was just like, like each and every time, like, it hurt me while I was watching it.
Man.
You know what? I'm with Markeia. Piper.
Piper.
Santana gave me a brunette Barbie type of style. I was little.
Y'all be harsh on some of these girls.
I'm just saying. But like, I was disappointed in the fact that she was using Trish Stratus's moves.
Ooh.
Like,
you took it personal.
yeah, you gotta be original. I want to see original moves.
Oh, nothing's original anymore.
No.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like it should take you to be in the WWE a little longer in order to use that type of respect to these legends. But that's just my personal opinion. I felt like this match, I like the crowd. They were so into it. And I like how dominant Piper was. And the fact that she was big and was those splashes. She was a lethal weapon. Yeah.
She was strong and she was quick. I feel like if she wasn't quick, I would have kind of been siding with you. But the fact that she had that really great combination, it was just like, you go on, girl. I love it.
I hope she gets an action figure someday because I want to get it.
Yeah, I want to hear her on the mic because I love that accent.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying what she has in the ring. I want some sass talk from her. That'd be great. All right, so so that takes us to the first match of our 4th and final episode. And this is Renee Michelle, USA, specifically Washington, D.C., versus Candice LeRae, also USA, specifically Anaheim, California. So, yeah, Candice, wife of Johnny Gargano. And I was like, I actually didn't realize that until they told me, and I was like, oh, of course.
Lots of experience, 16 years experience. So.
Yeah. And you know what? Couldn't get over it. She looked like Anna Faris to me. So the entire time I was like, oh, Anna Faris is kicking that butt. And I really enjoyed that. So Renee Michelle's gear, I like that she was really embracing the cultures that she recognized with and identified with. It was a bit of Native American. I also believe Cuban. They said Cuban.
And Afro-American.
So, which is great. You know, I love that. And I loved her waiting. I kind of think like in video games where it's like having a special pose or a waiting pose where she was like crouched down, like she was poised to strike. So I very much enjoyed that. Never doubted that Candice was going to win, though. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, I felt like that was just
I feel like Candice LeRae, first of all, I gotta say this, she was so cute coming down the ring, by the way. She just looks so happy. And I used to see, I've watched her wrestle in the Indies and PWG, and I like her because she is down to get, like, she's down to wrestle the men, and she gets in there, and she will do all her high-flying maneuvers. Like, she is just, she's fun. I like Candice, and I'm really excited to see her, mainly because, you know, we've seen her hard work, and now she's here in the WWE, and this is her time to prove herself. And yeah, her husband's Johnny Gargano, but she's been doing this for a very long time.
And Joey Ryan's best man in the wedding. But yes, of course, Candice LeRae is a household name in the independent scene, and I think everybody that knows who she is probably damn excited that she's finally here. I love what she did on the top rope. She did that spin, and I also liked how Joey Ryan, you know, mentioned and said something about his move that I'm not going to say here. But, you know, it's awesome that we're able to see women that some of us have seen in the indie scenes and now here in WWE. I think Candice will go far. Even if she doesn't make it here, she's going to make it at NXT.
Oh yeah, I see that for. I mean, just the way that she did that neck breaker off the second rope. I was like, you know, even if you slept for the rest of the match and you like landed that, it was so perfectly executed and yet unexpected.
Very powerful.
It was very beautiful.
I thought she broke her neck. Oh my god.
I'm like, Renee, just stay down. Just stay down, Renee. It's done. You did good though. That was a good moonsault.
And you know what? You see her crying at the end too, Renee, and I felt a little bad for her too.
Yeah. Well,
I'm so sorry.
Competition.
Let's move on.
Yeah. All right, so we have Lacey Evans. She's USA, South Carolina versus Tainara Conti. She's
Renee.
our baby Renee. She's our only representative from Brazil. Yeah, I mean, she's kind of got that rockabilly hairstyle going on, which I really like. So yeah, with this, I mean, I
fast forward through this.
Yeah, I think this was my least favorite match out of everything, and that doesn't say anything against Tainara. That doesn't say anything against her. I mean, she did bring her judo moves, and she had some solid kicks. You could feel the power behind them, but it was just there was such a mismatch of skill there, like such a mismatch. I just couldn't.
Yeah, and they put Lacey over so much in the bracketology that's just like no matter who they put her with, we already knew who was going.
The lady of NXT is moving forward.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no doubt with that. So yeah, I could have. This was definitely a go and get popcorn match.
That was just one of those matches. So Reina Gonzalez, our next match, USA versus Nicole Savoy, USA. So yeah, so Reina Gonzalez, she's a pillar of strength. I mean, we definitely saw that. She's like 6 feet tall, second generation wrestler. And then you have Nicole Savoy, you know, queen of submissions, and queen of suplexes, and then she loves submissions and
also trained by Josh Barnett too.
Yeah, nice. I felt like this was the closest match that has happened for me, you know, out of everything up to this point, because obviously we've got the one to talk about. I think Savoy got hurt. I think Savoy had some serious hurt that happened. I think that's going to affect her for round 2. Savoy does win. She gets a submission for the win, but that is a hard-earned win. Yeah. I mean, there was just no knocking Reina down. Yeah. There wasn't.
Yeah. I don't know. I just wasn't feeling this match. I wasn't really into it. I just wanted it to, like, end in a way, but overall, kudos to those women for being in that ring.
Yeah, got a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah, I didn't expect Nicole to win. It felt like a good match, but it felt like you still needed some more work in order for it to be a great match, if that made sense. So it was definitely like, okay, it was just didn't know who was gonna win, but happy with the result, and
maybe needed some more give from Reina. Might have helped.
This one was probably like not my favorite pairing, and like Anissa said, I found myself struggling too to be interested in this match. I was like, pay attention. No, this sucks. Like it wasn't happening. But good kudos to both girls. Obviously we're gonna see Nicole Savoy. Hopefully she's not injured, but I would like to see some more of her. You know.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind her going up against was it Mercedes Martinez, I believe it was, because she was like, hey, you know, I can go up against my girls.
She's facing Candice next.
Yeah. And then she's also a former Shermer champion, so Nicole.
Yeah, nice.
Thanks, Joseph, for chiming in. Appreciate it. Everybody on the live chat, by the way.
She's part of the crew around the world, I believe. She's part of that crew? Okay. So, yes. And then this match.
Oh, this was amazing.
This match that they end. Okay, this is the end of episode 4. If you don't watch anything else out of all this, and, you know, there's some things that I feel like you should watch. Watch this. It's Tessa Blanchard versus Kairi Sane. And Tessa Blanchard is third-generation wrestler. I mean, we've seen Tessa Blanchard before. And then you have Kairi Sane, and she's an adventurous pirate yachtsman, and she's like globally known, and her energy, and she's amazing. How do you describe Kairi?
I was so upset at this fight, not for the fact that it wasn't entertaining.
Fantastic.
I feel like they could have they
this
were so
was like
good.
A real fight.
Right, they were so good. I feel like they could have left this to another round, like just to put this in the first round. They had such great, because we saw stuff such softballs with some people. It felt like, oh well, they made it over, but these two people didn't. Like only one was gonna make it, which made it exciting, but also irritated me a little bit because
you wanted them both,
right? So I was kind of like, this is such an amazing match. This should be, you know, in either the final round or, you know, the next one up, not the first round. So
for me, for Tessa, I mean, because you can't, for me, I can't say best, you know, move out of the entire match. Well, yes, I can. But for me, Tessa's, where she knocked Kayleigh off the second rope and then, like, double knees into the chest. And it just, Kayleigh ragdolled. And I was like, oh, God, is your chest okay? Do you hear an echo? Are you all right? But we did get this gorgeous elbow drop, the elbow drop from Kayleigh for the win. And this was hands down the best sportsmanship that I've seen this entire time. I mean, bows, hugs. And Tessa was so emotional. I mean, please tell me your thoughts on this glorious match.
This, honestly, what Kayleigh, first of all, she was a fan favorite going into this. There was a lot of buzz around her, as they said on the show. She's so charismatic. She's so fun to watch. Like, I can't get enough of her. I love who she is, and I want to see more of her. And this was actually, I agree with you on this one, TK, where it was kind of frustrating to know that one of these women were going to be out. I feel like Tessa has the WWE look. Like, she has the look and everything. So for a second there, I was like, man, I think Tessa's going to win. I was like, oh, that's going to suck for Kayleigh because everybody was so excited about her. So I was not sure where they were going to go with this one, but no matter what, I do think we are going to see Tessa in the WWE. I don't know when, but we're going to see her eventually.
Well, according to, I just lost them, but on the chat they said 16 have already signed to WWE.
Yes. Yes.
Applause.
So I think we kind of know. I think we kind of know who.
I think
Child of Destiny is the one who said it.
Oh, you don't have to win this competition to win.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Okay, I've been waiting. I've been waiting to say
for it.
How much I love Kayleigh. She is my favorite. I think she's going to win. She gives me the pirate vibe obviously because she's been around the world doing what she loves.
Yeah, she's a champion, a yachting champion.
Oh my God! And can we have her versus Asuka one day?
I think they would both love that.
I would love that because Japanese women can hit so hard, and I was a little disappointed that she wasn't able to do that because I understand WWE style is different from Japan style. But if we had her and Asuka in the ring, golden. That is like a pay-per-view main event. But Kayleigh made me feel like, as a little girl, that is like pretty much my anime hero. Like she is my all-time favorite right now. She gave you life. She gave me life again.
Yes. Yeah.
She gave me hope, and my God, this match was amazing. I was like screaming and yelling. My mom was like, "Just be quiet." I'm like, no.
Okay, so we definitely know who's going up in round 2. We have Abby Lathe versus Rachel Evers, Princessa Suhei versus Mercedes Martinez, Mia Yim versus Shayna Baszler. We also have Kairi Sane versus Bianca Belair, Dakota Kai versus Rhea Ripley, Serena Deeb versus Piper Niven, and then Lacey Evans versus Rockstar Toni Storm. So really quickly, what are your round 2 predictions?
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Definitely. Well, we'll just skip to the end. Now that I'm looking at everything, definitely Kayleigh, and I'm seeing Shayna.
You're saying for the finals, not for.
I'm just skipping all that because some of these people, we already discussed it. That's like they're definitely good. They made it to the 32, but they're not there yet as far as skills. And I know how you guys feel about Shayna, but I feel like she has some surprises for us. But definitely Kayleigh in the final, and possibly
versus
Shayna.
Anybody.
Yeah,
I get
pretty
it.
much. Yeah,
I get it.
I think for next round, Dakota's gonna win because team kick. And Kyrie's gonna go all the way, and I don't care who she faces as long as she wins.
Well, so she's gonna be facing Bianca next, and that matchup.
Yeah, that's we already know who's gonna win that.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's more just like about my faves. I would say Princessa Suhei, Toni Storm, Dakota Kai, Candice LeRae, and Kairi Sane. As long as I see some of them somewhere far along in the competition, I'm great. But yeah, I think it would be. I mean, Kairi Sane's gonna make it to the end. I mean,
Yes.
if she doesn't, I would be like, wow, you know. But either way, those would be my top 5 favorite, and I just want to see these women do incredible things.
Yeah, for me, round 2, I want Mercedes Martinez versus Abby because I think that's going to be a really good matchup. Abby's that underdog, and Martinez wants it so bad. I think that's going to be awesome. I want Baszler. I want her versus Savoy, but I don't think that's going to happen. It's probably going to be Lorraine. So cool, all for it, and eventually just have Baszler later. And yeah, Kairi for finals or anything. Kairi all the time.
Yeah,
Kairi everything. But I want to see her versus Rhea. I want to see that Charlotte Flair-ness going up against Kairi. And then I want Serena Deeb versus Lacey Evans because I want to see the lady of NXT versus this redemptive arc and what she has to bring to the ring.
Lacey and Piper would be a good one, too.
It would be. I want Piper.
Sorry, Tony and Piper would be a good one.
I wonder who would win. Yeah, well, we'll see.
We'll
okay, so that was the bracketology special in episodes 1 through 4 of the Mae Young West. I'm going to keep on doing it. The Mae Young Classic. This is AfterBuzz TV's after show, all about it. Remember, this is part 1 of 3, so we're going to be back next Wednesday at 7 p.m. with episodes 5 through 8, and then part 3 is going to be the finale. So. Nessa, where can they find you on social media?
You can find me at Anissa Barr. That is ANISSABARRR.
You can find me on everything at TK Trinidad. And of course, as everybody knows, there's a lot of chaos going on in Houston. You can go to ghct.org / Houston Relief to send money over there. Also, if you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at TK Trinidad, I have a lot of different postings. You can send food and clothing to the people over there. And you catch me on TMZ and as well as XPAC 12360.
Put yourself over, Denise.
I was like, are you gonna say? Okay. Anyways, you guys can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at _ Denise Salcedo, and also on YouTube, guys. I'm on the road to 3,000 subscribers, so help this little girl out and subscribe to her YouTube channel, Denise Salcedo. And you guys can also catch me on the XPod podcast, XPOC 12360, every Wednesday, 3 p.m.
Cool, and I'm Markeia McCarty. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram, Markeia MCCARTY. Yes, silent E. My parents are awesome. And you can also find me on Mondays here at 9 o'clock now, WWE Raw Wrestling After Show. That's with Johnny LaQuasto, Mark Rosecca, and then the hobo. And then Tuesdays you can find me at 2:30 p.m. I'm sorry, not 2:30 p.m. All of our times change. 2 p.m. is now the new time for Marvel Movie News. That's on our sister network, Popcorn Talk. I hope to see you there, but I definitely hope to see you next Wednesday, 7 p.m. in our live chat. And later, everybody, until next week.
Ciao.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.